saying miracle, that's big chill. Give you zero, no good. That's a board wipe, no refill. Yugi peoples, welcome to the commentary. Alright, so this one right here. I had a little bit of fun before the regionals, and yeah, decided to try out pretty much pure Neos build. You know, we got E heroes, we got Neos off inside of there, and you know, we're just gonna see what we can do. And you know, the toughest thing about playing pure Neos is that if you don't draw like a way to get Spirit of Neos to the board or something like that, then like it's really hard to make the deck work. So yeah, I ended up playing against Code Talkers, and you know, it's funny, he said that he bricked, which I didn't think was like really possible because Cyburst has so many one card combos. But you know, basically he said if he didn't get to play, that I wasn't going to get to play. So it's like, in doing that, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that means he most likely has Droll. So yeah, as I go to proceed to activate this emergency call here, I'm going to go ahead, and I do believe I just ended up adding Stratos. I needed to make sure that this thing doesn't do anything before I make my final pick, because I opened up like double E call, and yeah, so, but yeah, having the feeling that I'm about to get drolled. I don't think it like really mattered all that really much what I go ahead and add, because like I said, I got this second emergency call and I'm not going to get to activate it. So yeah, there goes the droll, and I'm gonna go ahead and activate a hero lives here. Go ahead and special summon out my Shadow Mist, which you cannot see because of the glare, my bad. And yeah, I wasn't exactly sure what his deck was. Like, all I saw was his code generator. And then here I'm going to summon the Stratos, use the effect to destroy his back row, see the Cynet mining, and yeah, so basically what I'm going to do at this point is go ahead and make Babushka. We're going to attack into the generator thing, and yeah, instead of just summoning Babushka in defense position, I'm going to go ahead and attack and put out Zeus on the board. Because yeah, like all his link monsters wouldn't get switched to defense, and it would be like kind of pointless to just leave a boost out there. So we end up with a 3 material Zeus, and if he goes to proceed to get like anything of relevance out on the board to start like really like linking off, I'm going to go ahead and Zeus. Second emergency call I got right there. We got Stratos, and yeah, pretty much he has no other hand trap, so we are going to go ahead and give him the good old finish him. There goes the end shuffle to our Spirit of Neos. We're going to activate the Spirit of Neos' effect, and I do believe I just go ahead and add instant contact here. Or do I just add Neos Fusion? Like, basically, like, both of them are pretty much going to result in the same thing almost. So we go ahead and add the instant contact, and we're going to shuffle the Spirit of Neos back into the extra deck to special summon out our vanilla Neos. We are going to instant contact here, and of course whichever fusion monster comes out to the board, because we have vanilla Neos out on the board, his effect will be active, and he will also be able to attack because we have him out on the board. So I'm gonna go ahead and summon the elemental hero Magma Neos. We're gonna bounce the Scriptum back to his hand, switch everything to attack position, and attack for game right there. Yeah, like, take no extra chances by sending it to the graveyard, having anything activate or anything like that. So yeah, we go ahead and grab an easy game 1 victory right there due to our opponent bricking pretty much. And now going into game 2, of course my opponent is going to decide to go first so that he can build this powerful code talker wall, whatever it is. And you know, I believe, looking at my hand, I drew like 1 hand trap, but I wasn't too sure like even like where to hand trap this deck, you know. And that's one thing about playing against rogue decks that you're not familiar with. But I do remember like hearing about, you know, the plus end that Firewall Dragon could do like 1 card combo stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and negate the Firewall Dragon effect because I'm not sure what else there is to Ash. But come to think about it, like looking at the deck later on, well, like the way he chain blocked, I couldn't have negated the microcoder. But yeah, in the future, I think that's what I'll actually hit, because this continuous spell card is going to allow him to keep adding different monsters depending on the attribute of the link monster that he summons. And yeah, it just like generates so much advantage and just keeps grabbing him extenders to where he's just able to build like this really crazy board that I just won't be able to end up doing anything against. And like when you play against what is it Solomon Greats, and when you play against what's the other deck, Math Mech, and once they go into this guy, the Heat Soul, like their turn is pretty much over. He's gonna generate the 2 draws. He's a little pot of greed for him at the cost of 2K, and they're pretty much done. And fortunately for my sake, the Ash on the Firewall Dragon is enough to get him to end his turn after, some deliberation, trying to decide if there was anything else he could do. He goes ahead and passes turn. And yeah, so we opened up the Hero Lives into Stratos. And I get so used to people activating Ash on the actual Hero Lives that, yeah, he ashed on the normal summon of Stratos. So that's a little bit unfortunately that I still get ashed. And yeah, I guess like in some ways that could be a little bit better, because if I had a second of Hero Lives, I would have been able to resolve it, which has happened on occasion. But yeah, unfortunately, the rest of my hand is just, something pretty much bad. So I'm trying to figure out if there's anything that I can really do here, because I really needed my Stratos' effect. As you can see, I got that Cross Keeper in hand, and I also have the Favorite Contact, but it's not much good right now at this point. And you saw he got the extra draw with the Heat Soul there. And yeah, just trying to look at my extra deck to find out if there's anything that I could do. Probably would have been good to include a Soul Day off inside of here. But the thing about running a Soul Day is that it requires you to run equip cards too, and then Fire Flint Lady. And yeah, it's just so what we're gonna decide to do here is go ahead and summon out our Liquid Soldier that we already had in hand. We're gonna link those 2 off using the Inferno Divisor. And then we're going to use his effect to go ahead and grab our Vanilla Neos and our Grand Mole. And we're going to set the Favorite Contact. So basically the plan is if he's not able to get into a position to OTK me next board, then I'll be able to, use the Grand Mole and stuff, or the Magma Neos, to bounce back, whatever he has on board, whatever's the most threatening, and then hopefully be able to continue my turn from there. And then in the opposite hand, if he does like build up something crazy where he's able to, get himself into a position to finish me, I am going to use that Favorite Contact to special summon my elemental hero, Big Chill. We're gonna summon Big Chill on him, and yeah, hopefully his board clear effect will be enough to save me from dying instantly. And so now, after being able to pop off with no interruptions, this is his inboard. He's got that Firewall Dragon out there, some other card that can't be targeted or destroyed by battle, and he's going to use the Firewall Dragon's effect to to send back my Inferno Divisor, proceed to battle phase. And yeah, with the Heat Soul, he's going to attempt to attack directly. And just to get a rundown of what their effects and stuff exactly are, I'm gonna ask. And I just wanted to make sure that they would die as a result of Big Chill's effect, so that I'm not just like summoning out a useless monster or anything like that. So yeah, trying to decide what to shuffle in, because the other thing is, like I said, I have that Cross Keeper, and I want him to be able to do something next turn at least. So we're going to end up shuffling both cards from our graveyard. We're going to shuffle in the Stratos, shuffle in the Liquid Soldier, and we're going to have Big Chill out there. It would have been nice if I could have used the extra hero, But since he got sent back to the extra deck, we're not going to be able to do that. So yeah, Heat Soul has enough attack. He's just able to redeclare his attack with Heat Soul. He has enough attack in order to be able to destroy the Ab-Zero. We are going to activate Ab-Zero's effect to wipe his board, and unfortunately, as a Yu-Gi-Oh player, you know, we don't read cards, so he is able to activate the Firewall Defensor, and yeah, his effect will allow him to protect the Firewall monster. So yeah, the Firewall Dragon lives, and this thing also has a quick effect that allows him to banish a monster with the same link rating as himself to special summon himself back during a battle phase, back during well, it's a quick effect, so he can special summon himself back out, and it is the battle phase. So yeah, I don't think I ended up having enough life points in order to survive this. No, I do. I end up surviving this turn just barely, thanks to Big Chill and his board wipe. I have like very small little bit of life points left over, and at the end of the battle phase he has like more extenders and things inside of his hand, so it's like his turn still isn't done yet. He's going to, you know, just keep on going right here. And so now when my opponent goes to end his turn, he actually has the Crusadia Aver Max out there as well, and yeah, this Firewall Dragon is a problem because that is a quick effect for him to be able to pop, to be able to not pop, but to bounce things back. So yeah, unfortunately, there's not much we're going to be able to do here because we don't really have an out without Honest Neos to be able to get over the Crusadia Evermax anyway. And then when he does end up, you know, leaving the board, he's going to send something back anyway. And yeah, so we try to do something. We ended up drawing the Stratos for turn, which will allow us to search for our Spirit of Neos, which will allow us to special summon him using the Cross Crusader that we had in hand, not Cross Crusader, using the Cross Keeper that we had in hand that had been dead. And yeah, still, like, unfortunately, in this position, there's not a lot that I can do. And I think the other thing is, like, I have the vanilla Neos in hand, which kind of really sucks because it makes it to where I can't use engage Neo space. And I think if I had been able to use the engage Neo space, there was another play I could have made. But yeah, unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. And I think actually in this position, there was actually something better I could have did. I should have added the Neos fusion because I am playing Rainbow Dragon in this deck. But nah, I guess it wouldn't have mattered what I brought out because either way, this Firewall Dragon would have bounced back the Rainbow Dragon. So yeah, that bounce back on the board that he has, that quick effect, is going to be a little bit too much for me. We are going to, I end up bringing out the Magma, the Elemental Hero Magma Neos. I accidentally brought out Sunrise right there, thinking I could go Sunrise, but I can't because I used a Neospatian instead of another hero monster. So yeah, we have to put that back. We go into the Magma Neos, and you know, he's trying to decide how he wants to go ahead and do things. I'm going to activate Magma Neos' effect to bounce back the Firewall Dragon, and then the Firewall Dragon is going to change his effect to bounce back the Magma Neos, but it doesn't really matter at that point. There's nothing else I can do, and he's going to go ahead and take game 2 thanks to that Firewall Dragon. Going into our third and final game here, there's not much time left. I end up siding out my 3 Hero Lives and my Instant Contact because they all do damage to me, in hopes that I at least draw decent enough to be able to play. My opponent is going to go first here because I have no way to burn inside of my deck or extra deck. And so basically I side in every hand trap that I have in hopes that 1 or 2 of these hand traps will be enough to make him have to end his turn quickly. So he's going to go Firewall Dragon into Linkaribo, and that's going to allow him to special summon another Firewall monster. And yeah, unfortunately, because of the way he drew, he's actually not able to continue his turn here. So yeah, I thought it was pretty crazy because like most Cyberse decks, it just takes like 2 Cyberse monsters to start making stuff. And I think like the problem was there was the card that he had in his hand that would give him an additional normal summon and would allowed him to be able to make plays. But in order for him to get the effect of it, he would have had to pay 1,000 life points with a, pretty much with no way to gain life points. It would have caused him to just instantly lose the game. And so with no plays, he's going to have to pass turn. We are going to Rhoda, grab the Stratos attack into Link Karibo, and basically win the game here in the final moments of time. So yeah, it's one of my duels with this pure Neos build. Like I said, unfortunately with Neos, if you don't draw like Engage Neo Space or In Shuffle or Instant Contact, something like that, it's very hard to do anything with this deck. But it's still fun to play from time to time, and since I had the old school heroes on the playmat, I wanted to get some Neos in. So appreciate everybody for staying a while to listen, and I will catch y'all on the next video. Wingman, he come through, he level up, he go cool, he's shining out and popping to over 9K. That's a breakthrough. We on top now. Here's a look at our world.